So you've made some money. You're looking to invest. But how do you ensure that this turns into this and does not turn into that? Are you ready to be rich? Hello, my name is Gordon Harris, coming to you straight from the city of London. This is the story of how I turned from a poor foreign graduate to one of the top managers in London. The story of how I was earning six figures by the time I was 25. So join me on my journey and tell me, are you ready to get rich? Of course you are. Let's start. I am an investment banker. When I started work, I grew very quickly in my company. I had the right approach. I got promoted every year. And before I knew it, I was having more and more money pile in my bank account. It was more money that I could spend. And it was money I could invest. And if you're like me, you hate when your money is doing nothing, when your money is just sitting in your bank. I want my money to work for me. I want my money to make me more money. Now let's get this out of the way. I'm not your financial advisor, but today I'm going to talk to you about investing. How I, as an investment banker, invest my money, and what I think about the different types of investments available to normal guys and girls who are just making ends meet. I'm just gonna give you the information. It is up to you how you use this information. And it's up to you whether you use it to win or lose money. Now, when you start investing, it's not about how much money you have in your bank. Believe it or not, you could start investing with as little as $100. The golden rules of investing are the same, no matter whether you're investing 100 or 100,000 or a million. The thing you should be asking yourself is not how much money you have, but how much money you can afford to invest. And to do that test, think about it this way. If the money you're planning to invest, if tomorrow that money is gone, poof, there is no more money you are planning to invest. How would this affect you? Is it something you can live with? Or is it something that's going to drastically affect your life? If the answer is the former, you can do more risky, adventurous investments. You can go into the higher yielding assets. If, on the other hand, the answer is the latter, and this is going to affect you severely, then you should stick to the more safer, gradual return type investments. What I like to do is, I like to do something called a split pot. I take my cash and I split it into a low risk pot, which is money I cannot afford to lose, and a high risk pot, which is money that, although I wouldn't like it, I can afford to lose. The low risk pot, I invest in stable growth, nothing too fancy, but stable low risk investments. One option is you can buy an equity tracker fund. These are funds that track an equity index. The Standard & Poor 500, the FTSE 100, the Euro stocks. Could be any index. I will stick to the one that are the more established, the bigger ones. And you could be earning anywhere between 6 and 7% a year on average. Some years you're gonna earn more, some you're gonna earn less, some you might have a negative return. But if you hold it in the long term, you're gonna be getting around 6-7% a year. Alternative, you can buy real estate. Now, you don't need to be a millionaire to buy a real estate. There are these things called crowd investment platforms. You can Google them. They collect the investments of many small investors, put it together, and finance real estate or infrastructure investment projects. They provide returns of around 10%, some default, but if you have a sufficiently well diversified pot, you could be getting around 5 to 10% a year, which is a good investment. And finally, you can put your money into gold. Now, gold's not gonna make you rich, but what I like about gold as an investment is that gold is gonna protect your money. It's going to protect you against inflation. It's going to protect you against any type of economic crisis. So what I do is I buy a little bit of each. I put some of my money into equities, put some of my money into real estate, and put some of my money into gold. I create something called a diversified portfolio, which protects my investments. Now, the returns you saw are nothing too fancy, but think about it this way. If every year you set aside a small amount of money and you invest it in your investment pot, over time that money is going to add up. A lot of the guys that I know that are financially independent have done exactly that. They started early, starting their 20s, and by the time they were in their late 30s, they had enough money that they could afford to either A, retire, or just work a lot less, do the jobs they found fun, not the jobs they needed to do. So you'll be surprised how much those money can add up. Next come the high risk investments. You would have seen, probably on YouTube or on many other medias, advertisements, trading, Plus 500, eToro. Now these are all legitimate brokers, and they offer a platform to small-time investors to trade. It's also called spread betting, because you're not necessarily trading in the real financial markets, you're just betting on a spread, you don't pay tax. But trading, yes, you could start trading. I did it. I bought some oil when the price was around £8 per barrel. Now it's 70. So I made money. But most people, and I do have to warn you, most people who go into trading do not come out with a full wallet. So keep that in mind. You could be trading. I would suggest if you do go into trading, do not micromanage unless you know exactly what you're doing. If you have a view, buy a long-dated instrument and hold it. Also be very, very careful with how much leverage you're taking. This is how they catch out a lot of people. Make sure you start very, very small trading. Otherwise, you're gonna be surprised how quickly you're gonna run out of money. Another option is cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum. They're very hot in the news right now. They're very volatile instruments. So if you go into that, be careful. And I can show you, I'm going to show you how exactly you can buy Bitcoin. I've bought Bitcoin in the past. I've made money from Bitcoin in the past. I have many friends who've lost a lot of money from Bitcoin. So keep that in mind. And finally, let's say you have some money set aside. What you can do is you can start your own business. Maybe you have an idea. This is my favorite, my personal favorite. I love small businesses. I often invest in small businesses. I do venture capital as well on the side as an angel investor. I've been involved and have started side businesses many times in the past. Some of them made me a lot of money, some of them made me absolutely nothing, but I had fun doing it. It was a great experience, good skills, something you can put in your CV, something you can talk about, something you can use to network and make connections. So if you have the time, if you have the passion, go for it. And this covers the high level of how we can invest our savings. My name is Gordon Harris, and this is my channel. So why don't you leave me a comment? Tell me how you are thinking about investing. What investments have you discovered? Have you made money from them? Do you know someone who's made or lost a lot of money from a type of investment? Leave me a comment below and let's see. Also, if you like this type of content, subscribe to my channel. Check out some of my other videos. I do videos on investing, on success, motivation. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and click the notifications. This is Gordon Harris. Tell me, are you ready to get rich? Of course you are. And you will be. Gordon Harris.